What it do, what it do, what it do? Warning, about to be adult language. Adult content, all that. It's G4, motherfucker. I'm G4 Bubba C. This is Nerding and Burning. Season 3, Episode 1, called Miss Mary. Let's go to get in. I got feedback telling me cut the intros down, so I'm going to just do a little bit of social medias. Facebook is Bubba C G4. That's BUBBAC G little minus sign 4. IG is G4 Bubba C. Twitter is G4 Bubba C. Snaps Bubba C G4. Alright, so let's get what we've been into since the last podcast. Been up to a couple things. You can go check our YouTube channel out on G4and1 Outlook. See a couple videos we put out. It's G4 AND1 OUT LOOK. G4and1 Outlook. That's the channel. So there's one video up. We'll talk about the videos we put up. There's one video up. There's the test garden. We planted a test garden to see what we could yield from the plants this year, because we didn't till it up in time. So we, you'll see the video if you go in there and look what we did. But we just did it to see what it will yield, and it come out good. We probably got about, without me taking care of it really, got probably about 20 cherry tomatoes, a couple onions, a couple potatoes. That's about the only thing that really grew. We got a pineapple cutter. We've had it for a while. I think I got another video on one other channel we have, but pineapple cutter. So what you do is it goes down the pineapple, you go right in the center of it, you twist it, twist it, twist it, it comes out. Go in there and look. It's pretty cool. It's definitely worth it, especially if you don't know really how to cut pineapples or anything like that. So it works. Played cards with Nettie and Clayton. I didn't do so good. I lost at that. I ain't been doing too hot at cards lately. You see, also we play cards with Hippie, which is me, my brother, Buck, his son, Young Buck, Hippie, and Dog. We all play cards together there. I lost there too. I sucked that time. But it's not really, it's not really about winning and stuff. When you get around people like that, it's the laughing, the joking, the bullshit and shit like that. So it's a pretty good time. Oh, we found a snake in the yard, but it was by the, I know y'all gonna say, you don't kill a black snake. It was a black snake, but we had to kill it because it was next to the kids' sandbox. So, gotta go. Not to be rude or anything. There's a couple of, like Family Monopoly videos we played on there with me, King, his two sons, Glitch YT and King Mo 18 on YouTube. You can check them out. Play that. And this is all in the month of June. My mom and dad's birthday were the 11th and the 16th. R.I.P. Diddy. A dude, Mimu, y'all heard me talk about him before. He passed away on the same day my dad his birthday is. So it's kind of a celebration for us, but for B, it's really not a celebration. You know what I'm trying to say. And also, Tupac's birthday was on the same day my dad is. So we celebrate and have a good time with that. Speaking of my dad, there's a story about Kmart, how me and my brother got banned. It was May 2008. We were getting ready for my dad's funeral the day before of it. R.I.P. Diddy, love you. The day before, we were getting ready for the day before, and then we were living at Staples Mill, and it was the bachelor pad. So it was me, my brother, Cuz, and Biggin that lived all there. So it was a true bachelor pad. So my mom wound up staying there, and then so we all get there, and my cousin Rich, he needs a iron to iron his clothes. So you know, they're all creased and all that the next day. Me and my brother are out. We're like, alright, we'll hit Kmart up for you. So we got to Kmart, got the iron, brought it back, showed him, you know, here's your box. Later on that night we get drinking, you know, bullshitting, smoking. And he goes, there better be a fucking iron in this box. Piece of bullshit. I know y'all went to Kmart. So we get drinking. We're waiting for his sister, which is Cuz's sister also, Rich and Cuz's sister, Andrea, to come into town for the funeral too the next day. She's going to be there sometime this night while we're drinking. She doesn't make it till like 3 a.m. So we stopped drinking. Like some of us stopped drinking at like 1 or 2. You know, we're drunk. We're like, all right, we're done. Cuz wound up staying up, and Cuz winds up telling Andrea that we were all sitting around drinking and joking, and that Rich said it better be a iron in here instead of a you know, anything. It better be iron in here because it was Kmart. Well, they took the joke and all funny, and they wound up replacing the blender, or the iron, with a blender. So next morning we come down. We didn't know nothing about it, the people that went to bed, which is just about everybody but Cuz, and I think maybe his old lady and a friend. So we wake up next morning, people start ironing and doing, you know, getting their shit going, and Rich goes to iron. He's like, yo, what the fuck is this? And he's like, it's a blender in here. We didn't know they put it in there the night before, but it's all jokes. So we're like, alright, well, we'll take it back up to Kmart and, you know, get it right. So we get up there, the customer service, they're like, what's up? Or, you know, they don't say what's up. They're like, how can we help you? So we tell them, like, we just bought this thing yesterday. Here's our receipt. You know, it had a blender in it. They're like, nah, that ain't happening. So we open the box, show them. Like, I'm telling you, this is a brand new looking blender. And like, no, it's not even the same brand or nothing. There's no way. So, like, bullshit, let me talk to a manager. I wasn't, my brother was talking. He's like, let me talk to a manager. So the manager comes on out. Dilly does the same thing, shows him their receipt. And by now our phones are vibrating in our pockets. This is when, you know, first the small little cell phones come out after they went from the big to the small. So they're vibrating in our pocket. Man, like, what the fuck? You know, you can see each other smacking pocket. Manager comes out and is like, no, this, you know, he's starting to tell us, no, this ain't gonna work. You ain't gonna get your money back or the blend or the iron for it. Like, all right, well, this is all my perspective. So I talked to my mom about it the other day, and she says, Andrea gets up, and so Mama says, just to make sure we got this right, Andrea was like, no! She tells her where we are. Mama and everybody tell them where we're going to Kmart to get the stuff right. And Andrea's like, no! So that's why our phones are going off. We didn't know why our phones were going off till later on. So we're not getting our iron back. We got to take this blender back with no iron. But the whole house knows that, you know, the iron's already here at the house. So I'm pissed. I drew back as hard as I could and swatted that thing off the counter. The manager just like watched it move in slow-mo. I'm like, oh shit. Because, you know, when somebody sees somebody, he's coming back to you. So he comes back to me and says, now you can leave the store and you're banned from Kmart. I kind of shorten it, but that's how it is. And then we get back to the house and they tell us what happened. We're like, we're banned. We can't go back up there and get the blender. So Rich and Cuz have to go back and get the blender and explain to the manager that what had happened, and it was our dad's funeral, and we still never went back in that Kmart. We never really go into Kmart after that. It was a good joke pulled by Andrea and Cuz. It was all fun. It really was. We still talk about it, laugh about it. Like every year something comes up about it on Facebook, you know, memories and shit. So we kind of joke about it. It was fun. You just had to be one of them things. You had to be there. It now we all laugh and joke about it and shit like that. So we're into July. Well, that was May. I meant to put that out last podcast. You know, because I think I did the last one in May. So I meant to put it out then, but I had to make sure it was okay with people to send their names just to be safe. It was funny. Alright, so now we're into July. We went to, look, another Nettie and Clayton. We went to Nettie and Clayton's 35th anniversary party, which was thrown by their daughter TT and then B, and then TT's husband Neek Neek. They threw the party for him. We get there, we're having a good time. They finally let us start to eat. They had crabs. It was good food, good people, good beer. They had jello shots. They finally started to let us eat, and we started plowing through the food. I wound up bringing like a bag of crabs home, like, you know, like a grocery store bag, like the plastic bags, one of them full, barely tied. Sit there and eat them when I got home at the party. I was hungry. Another thing, since it's July, we've officially been in the new house a whole year. It's been a long year, and hopefully it starts to stay better as it is. Another thing, I know y'all been hearing me talk about it, maybe I haven't, I can't remember. Weed is legal here now in Virginia, which is amazing. Growing up all my life and being illegal when it should have been legal, but now it's legal. We can have up to like 4 plants. I think they said, I'm pretty sure. So it was a couple weed stories. Since it's all legal now, and I told you I could tell some of them. Most of them involve me, Dilly, and Cuz, and Carter. So, alright. Back in like, I think it was like 2004. It was right after the whole Kobe thing went down with, you know, when he got accused of doing whatever he didn't do. Anyway, we were coming back from New York. And of course we were smoking. We were young, so we were smoking and things like that. Riding down the road, we were smoking, burning while we're almost home. We're like, yeah, we'll go ahead and finish up what we got and then get something to eat. So we go to get something to eat. Drink time. We get back on the interstate. Hit it one more time. Like, alright. And by then somebody rolls up and sees us. We're like, shit. Fuck. And he's just smiling though. He's like grinning. So we're like, alright, he's cool. And then he rolls up, you know, passes us and comes back. And the passenger's like, yo, y'all got any weed for sale? We're like, nah. And then we're in a Honda Civic, so we skirt on off and let they go up the road. And Dilly's like, you know what, man? We're almost home. Might as well go ahead and give them what we got. They had, I want to say they had to go. They were actually going to Florida from New York, I think they said. So he was like, pull up to them, we'll write a note, ask them if they want something. We're not going to sell it to them, we'll give it to them. So writes a note, the dudes read it and they're like, yeah. So Dilly gives him some, and they were happy, yo. They were grinning. That's cool. That's one of them cool stories. I don't know, that's just a short story. I just wanted to drop that in. I always thought it was cool, you know, helping your local, not local, but friendly smokers. Another story is, I want to say, this was like 06, early 2000s. 06 probably, because we were still at Dummies. So it was me, Cuz, Dilly, and I'm pretty sure Carter was there. We are riding in Cuz's Civic still. That little Civic, man, there's all kinds of stories with that thing. That was Chang's car, Jebediah Chang's car. The little Civic. Anyway, we're riding to go get something to eat after burning all day. It was like a Saturday or something. Carter used to come over every weekend, so it had to be like a Saturday. You know, we're all feeling good. It's like Saturday afternoon, summertime. You know, we're young. So we're like, alright, we're going to get something to eat. We all pile in Cuz's car. I say pile because Carter's a big dude. He's a big homie, we call him. So we get in there, and I want to say it was Dilly in the front seat again. So we're baked. Like, you could tell. Like, we chink-eyed, smiling and laughing, 4 people deep in the car in a Civic, just grinning. And we get to where we gotta get in the left-hand lane to make a U-turn to go back to the place. I want to say we were going either to Weston Sizzlers or something like that, because it was a McDonald's before there. We wouldn't have gone at that time to McDonald's with all of us in the car. So we're sitting there, and this guy comes pulling up. He didn't slam on brakes, but he comes pulling up, and he can see we're over there giggling. We're all chink-eyed, laughing. Sorry if I offend anybody. I'm not calling it chink-eyed. That's just a Chinese-eyed. How about that? So we're sitting there, and dude pulls up. He's like, "Y'all got any pot for sale?" You know, somebody says pot for sale. You're like, what the fuck? We look out the window, or look over to the right, and Dilly goes, "Huh?" Dude goes, "You got some pot for sale?" Dilly goes, "What?" Like Stone Cold does, and we bust out laughing. Because you know how Stone Cold would do it. He'd be like, "What?" Every time you say something, "What? What?" So he did that to him. And he's like, Dilly sits up, all chink-eyed. Like the song T.I. says, flying down 290 or 285. My eyes closed, my partner check and see I'm still alive. That's king. So he, sits up in the seat. He kind of leans out the window, looks to the left, looks to the right. He says, "You mean marijuana, man?" It was so funny. And the dude was like, "Yeah, yeah." He's like, sits back in the car. He's like, "No, man, ain't got nothing to say." And dude kind of looked at him. We all just busted out laughing again. Cuz whips it around the U-turn. We head on out. I'm pretty sure we went to get the food after that. It's just, you're young, living wild. And that's why I named this podcast Miss Mary, because it's finally legal here. You see the dog in the background. To those that are listening to this, I'm recording it too. My dog's in the background. That's why I named it Miss Mary, because it's legal here in Virginia. I just think that's cool after all these years. Who knows what will happen, in the future, whether it be regulated, like they did tobacco. I don't know. I just, growing up as a youngster, I always thought, man, this shit'll never be legal. We live in the Bible Belt, I don't know where y'all are in the world listening to this. If you want to drop in somewhere, let me know. Tell me where you are listening to it. But it's always good to hear feedback. Carter, thank you for the feedback on the intro. Hope that helps a little bit. I cut it down some. I cut all the shit people didn't want to know. I figured I could give out where we can add stuff. Like I even forgot to do the where you can find this at. We'll get to that in a minute. But the weed story, they're just good ass times. That story I told a couple months ago. Wait till it gets legal, and Cuz got a story to tell. Hopefully I get some people start coming on the podcast. I don't know about interviewing people. I ain't had nobody say yeah yet. So we'll find out, see what happens. I know this is a short one. I kind of ran through everything fast. I got a bunch of shit written out. I just cut everything short, just off what I knew in memory. I swear to you, that iron story, it still lives on. It's one of the funniest things we all joke about. I posted something about it the other week, and my cousin says, Andrea says, I hope this keeps living on, through all of us. It was fun. She was riding down there with her friend. That's how she got there, like 3 in the morning. They were hauling ass because, they were surprised too. We were all high smoking. They won't. They didn't, but I was. I've always been a smoker. It's legal. It's legal. That was me swiping. Alright, so now that we're done with them, look, I ain't lying to you, look. 2 pages of that shit, front and back. Bang, 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 bang. So now where you can find this podcast at, since I forgot to do it, I'll do it as an outro instead of intro. How about that, Carter? Let me know. Alright, you can find this podcast at Spotify, Anchor, Pocket Cast, Google Podcast, Breaker, Radio Public, Overcast, and also on the G41 channel. And I'm pointing at the camera. The G41 channel. G4 and 1 Outlook. G4 AND 1 OUTLOOK. G4 and 1 Outlook. Check out the gray beard. Great coming in the beard. Alright, let's go ahead and get into shout outs. Shout out Glitch YT, King Mo, Sonny, G4 Dilly C, the King, Carter and his family, G4 Carter and his family, G4 Schizo and his family, Biggin and his family, Notorious Diesel, Murderx 27. That's with an X, not an R, not Murder, it's Murderx 27. Fate, Primo, LK, Miss J, Eula, Roman Rome, homie from the old school. Cuz, Chang, what it do, man? And to my mom and dad, I love you, thank you. We're all here because of you. So we'll get in now. Let's get into the song. I got it written down. Song of the week. Song of the podcast, I'm sorry. No Labels by Dirk. I don't know, it's just that or Bora Bora I've been listening to a couple times. Movie of the week. Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. I got 2 of them because it's been so long. And Entourage. And G4 quote, "Hold my dick." Everybody yell it when you hear it. Hold my dick. Alright, that's it. Y'all have a good time. Hopefully I'll be doing these more often. Just gotta write shit down faster. Peace.